Hey brother, yeah brother, hey brother, hey brother, hey brother, hey sheepa brother.
GM, welcome back to the channel. In this one, we have a market update and we're looking at the Solana congestion issues right about now being reflected in the charts. If you enjoyed this one, make sure you subscribe to the channel and let's jump in. So let's start off here with a BTC update. We got Don Alt posting again saying, look, on the low time frames, we're much better above 68.3K. So that is this red line in here. You can see these kind of lower bounds that we've held here around the 64, 65K region a few wicks below. But he's saying, look, if we break below this around 65K, it does look terrible. And he's saying it's a bit of a toss up between the two, higher or lower from here. And then areas to be concerned with around 62K if we break below. And then there's this block in here around the mid 50s as well. So the takeaway, he says, is the longer that we stay in this range, the better for the bulls. And if that happens, well, we have just had a move from 30s to 60s in a fairly swift period. So going sideways would not be a bad thing here before a move towards 80K. Bitcoin ETF flows, they are positive again today. You can see plus 106 mil. We've got a big inflow from Larry Fink and Co. 79 mil of outflows from GBTC, net $106.8 million. Therefore, nothing to be too concerned about here. We're also seeing this. So this is a weird quote here from Hut8 Mining Group saying that the big banks are reaching out to Bitcoin miners directly to buy Bitcoin due to supply shortages on exchanges. So what a crazy situation here if you have banks asking the miners direct, can we come and buy OTC from you? So this again would be bullish. This is showing you there's a supply shortage. We can see that from data. We can see there's not a lot of coins left on exchanges. And so people are wondering, why is Bitcoin price being suppressed here? Maybe it's some whale games. Feels a bit like a beach ball underwater at this point. And if we just look at the market here right now, you're seeing Bitcoin at about 66.7, not looking particularly strong. But when you factor in the likes that we had $2 billion worth of US government coins moved to Coinbase Pro just a couple days ago now, Bitcoin did take a stab down, but it didn't break below, say, 66K, didn't go into the 65K territory, even with that happening. So this is kind of the last 7 days for BTC. A bit of weakness, yes, but that's a major bit of FUD that Bitcoin has kind of got past here. And so that would be bullish. If we just look at the biggest gainers, not a lot on the boards here. And then the losers, you're going to see the likes of Jupiter, Wif, and Sol down here as well. And of course, the likes of these altcoins on Sol acting as almost leverage positions of Solana here with bigger losses. So this is due to the fact Solana is having some serious issues with congestion and multiple failed transactions. So let's jump into that bit of news. So pretty good meme to start off here. Solana, I got one transaction, and then behind the board, lots and lots of failures. So Mert was actually getting on the bandwagon with this. Mert from Helios, a Solana OG and infrastructure provider. So he's gone into detail that potentially one of the infrastructure providers is actually currently spamming the network and making it unusable for others. So there seems to be a reason for this. Remember how I said Helios Labs wouldn't spam the chain such that it's unusable for other users just to make a few dollars. Sadly, not all providers feel this way. Called this out a few hours ago. His feed has been very interesting this morning, and he said this as well. If we just go down, network stack issues, not handling spam transactions very well, a lot of connections getting dropped since a block leader can only handle so many connections at once. Bots spam better than humans, so users get the worst end of the stick and get dropped the most. So if you've seen these kind of charts, the number of Solana failed transactions has been a bit of an issue. What Mert was saying is that a lot of the transactions on the network are kind of spam anyway, so you wouldn't expect them all to be going through, but the kind of trajectory of this hasn't been great here. So it was like 45% success rate, and then today it's like 25% success rate. And probably if you've used Sol over the last week or so, you've noticed that when you've been trying to process transactions, They haven't been going through very often. Maybe you've had to resort to using the DCA function and leaving it do its own thing. But pressing the buttons, waiting for your transaction to go through, maybe you'd press it like 5 times and get 4 failures and 1 would go through. That is kind of what a lot of people have been experiencing. So the data doesn't look great at this moment in time, but I would suggest there are fixes on the way. So they're obviously aware of this. And some people have been tweeting about what's going to happen next. So one of the teams tweeting about this is Jupiter Exchange and lmao here, saying, look, there's a massive infrastructure upgrade coming across the board starting next week to handle the staggering network congestion and explosion of markets and insane amount of token spam and scams. So during this month of April, you're going to see Jupiter implement some changes to actually upgrade things. He does say there's potential for interruptions to service due to this as well. So this could be a bit of a choppy month across the board here for Sol if the network isn't working as intended. And obviously the home of trading on Solana is Jupiter Aggregator, but these teething issues clearly need to be worked on and these fixes need to be implemented, because at the moment, with it being so janky, it's not good for obviously new participants coming to the markets. So final tweet from Mert, pretty much saying we're going to scale the living hell out of this thing with the learnings, painful in the short term, extremely valuable in the long term. So Solana hopefully can come out of this stronger on the other side. Now, what we've seen today, Dog with Coin, so Dog with Hat and Pandora ERC 404 threw a party in New York, and it didn't go down particularly well, as this has been the kind of law for the day. This guy on screen here, who looks like he's in a K-hole on stage dancing to this party, which looks like a pretty shit party, to be honest with you. So this guy is now famous online. This is the actual video. We'll just play that in silence. His dance moves can only be explained as, yeah, someone very high on drugs, maybe MDMA, maybe some K, who knows, but he is absolutely flying there. So like you can see the number of people in the crowd there, not a great look. We've seen him actually become memed very instantly over on Twitter as well. You can see him doing his dance moves, the old tap and go special. And now he finds himself in crypto lore forever, most likely. Then on top of this, we have multiple instances of people experiencing blurry vision after the Wif Party. So maybe he has spiked the punch bowl at the event. So if you want to avoid the coin going down, never post pictures of cringe parties online. We should have learned this from Bored Ape Yacht Club last cycle rounds. Market participants who go to these events generally are going to be misbehaving, and it's not going to be a good look generally. So we'll move on from this. Now you have the face of bullish here, Paolo Ardoino of USDT. Is this a man that looks bearish to you guys? I don't think so. If you go into his replies, just in the last couple of hours, 1 billion USDT printed for ETH. We go down a couple more days. You can see another $1 billion here printed on Tron, and a day prior to this as well, another $1 billion on Tron also. So as of late, you can see by this look on chain data, they had a mint in March, 1 bill, another one in March, 1 bill, another 2 bill in March, so that's a total of 4 bill. Towards the end of March, another billion, and then we've started the process of printing more and more dollars into crypto here in the month of April as well. So during this period of chop, a lot of money is pouring into the markets. These dollars are being printed because people want to spend them. So if you just look at that data there, they've printed $3 billion of Tether in the month of April, and it's the 5th of April today. So stablecoin flows overall up, 153 bill of stablecoins in the crypto market, increasing 2% over the last 7 days, and that's your kind of chart here. It looks like it's going to go continuing up to the right, now over $150 billion. Tether, very much dominant stablecoin of the market cycle here, and they're printing them like crazy. So if this print wasn't occurring and you're seeing like altcoins going down, etc., it would obviously be a lot more bearish than what we can see from the data. Is more stablecoins are coming in. There's more interest in crypto generally. The networks are being congested due to spam and due to the number of people on the networks like Sol. So for me personally, it would be kind of hard to be bearish at this point and not see it as an opportunity when you have lower prices. And then you factor in things like this. In America, lottery ticket sales are at a record high. People want to gamble their way out of their financial issues, of the fact that their jobs aren't enough to make ends meet. And so what better bet can you make on gamble culture than playing the crypto markets? So we shall not be bearish on this channel. One thing, bit of homework for you here, Deep in Hub podcast here. Garrison, who has joined IONET, the CMO, has done this over the last 24 hours, 35-minute interview. I'm 18 minutes into it. Very interesting one indeed. So IONET is coming, the GPU kind of Airbnb of compute power, coming to the Solana network. It's going to be a backbone of AI and machine learning. And this will launch, I believe, on the 28th of April. So I would highly recommend giving this a listen. Hot Spotty is their YouTube handle if you want to go and check that out. But 0x Hushkey is his handle on Twitter. And this for me is one of the kind of big launches this year that I've kept cash on hand ready for to deploy into that token generation event. So around 28th of April, this one will happen. So all eyes peeled on this one, as this will be a very exciting launch, as AI is going to absolutely rocket during this cycle, in my humble opinion. So Bitcoin shopping, Solana with some spam, Wif with some craziness, some K-holes on display. That sounds like a typical 24 hours in crypto. Hope you enjoyed this one. See you in the next one. Peace.